Good morning, market snipers. Welcome back. This is Jesse. We're getting started right at 9 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, right on the dot as usual. Woo! Hope everyone had a good weekend, spending time with family and friends, getting outside if you can, if it's not too cold, depending where you're at in the wintertime. It was raining pretty hard last night here in Southern California, and it was raining most of the day throughout yesterday. But we get pockets here and there where it's not raining. But with that, hope everyone's having a good day. We did not have a live stream yesterday because we try to live stream every single day that the stock market is open. Stock market was not open. It was just Bitcoin and the futures. I thought about it. I'm like, stock market's not even open, so let's not do it. So I was close to live streaming yesterday, but decided to work on a bigger project behind the scenes, and it was like 8 hours straight of a big project, and I actually got it completed. So it was pretty hardcore day yesterday. So good progress. Ooh, Bitcoin led the way. NASDAQ drop next? Question mark. We're gonna get into all of that. If you're new to the live stream, awesome, welcome. If you're returning to the live stream, even better. First half of the live stream, we will cover Bitcoin, altcoins, stocks, and anything else on the watch list that kind of jumps out at us. And on the second half of the live stream, we will cover your chart requests. So make sure to put in the ticker symbol early. Early bird gets the worm. If we're getting late requests and I've already kind of like lost my energy, then probably not going to chart it. But put in all the details too. Is it crypto? Is it stock? What exchange are you looking at? All that. So when I search for it, I'm able to search for it quickly and keep the live streaming. So obviously, none of this is financial advice. Here for educational purposes only, and hopefully have a little bit of fun along the way, like making fun of me for pronouncing people's names incorrectly. I apologize in advance. So with that, we're looking at the Bitcoin daily chart. We are looking at the Bitcoin daily chart. SoFi, plays, games, 06, hello. Market Sniper in the house. Mighty Kirk, good morning, good morning, good morning. What's up, what's up, what's up? So, it's not like we're just drawing this stuff at the last minute, right? October 8th, I drew the Wyckoff distribution chart. October 10th, I drew out the Bitcoin bear market roadmap. We'll cover all those. Well, we probably won't cover the Wyckoff distribution. We'll try to keep this to about an hour a day. I still have a lot more to do with the projects and stuff, but sell signal also was on October 10th, right? And then Bitcoin dropped 52% so far. Almost 53%. And that was spanning over 123 days. That would be 4 months. That would be the shortest bear market in Bitcoin's history. But here we are. They're calling for the bottom again. They called for the bottom over here in November. They called for the bottom over here in the beginning of November. They definitely called the bottom over here October 17th. And they definitely called the bottom on October 10th. Like I said, they will call the bottom the entire way down. And we mapped out a potential 12-month bear market, which is typical for Bitcoin. I know the 4-year cycle is dead. I know. I get it. London, UK, not so sexy news, aka Lawrence. Thanks for always helping me, help me with the algorithms. I always appreciate it. Not only on YouTube, but you also help me on X as well. So thank you. Shout out to you. I mean, you pointed out I know who you're talking about, but I don't follow him for obvious reasons. Uh Now you know why. He's the couple posts that I've seen, he's literally called the bottom the entire way down. So it's noise. I don't care. I mean, I'm not saying that about your comment, but I'm just saying like I don't care to follow him and watch him call all the way down. I've got bigger things to do nowadays. So, I used to call everyone out in 2022, and I've called a couple of people out here there in 2025, 2026, but for the most part, I don't have that kind of time or energy. But 2022, I was calling everybody out, right? But now here are the same people are calling, 300,000, 500,000, $1 million Bitcoin, all that. So, oh wow, yeah, yeah. There's a lot of them. So, but yeah, this is the Bitcoin daily chart we mapped out. Back here, we talked about Bitcoin consolidating, letting the trending dots catch up. When we talked about that, the trending dots are at 84,000. Then they're 81,000. Then they're 78,000. Then there's 75,000. Then there's 72,000. And currently the trending dots are at, you can see over here, 71,262.66, right? It's a moving target, but obviously it only moves after the day closes. So, but right now, well, I mean, not really. I guess it's real time. But yeah, it's a slower moving target, right? So it's still possible we get that one last push up, retest those trailing dots, and then reverse back down. But it better happen soon because otherwise my squiggly lines aren't going to be looking perfectly. So if it doesn't retest, it's possible it doesn't retest the trailing dots, but it seems like it would. After consolidating this whole entire time, waiting for the trailing dots to catch up, you would think we would see a retest of it. Maybe at 71,000, maybe it spikes higher, takes out this wick over here, 72,000, and then starts to push down hard, right? But we'll see. We'll see how it plays out. Cool. What else? What else? Where is my face underscore IG? So that's the daily chart. There are a lot of reasons. Our main thesis from the very top was that price would come down and retest the 200-week SMA. Everyone's talking about the EMA now, right? Everyone and their brother was talking about the EMA. It's already touched it, blah, blah, blah. But we've had the 200-week SMA on the chart for years. And what I've been saying is the unpopular belief is that the true value of Bitcoin is the 200-week SMA. The true value. Why? Because once price goes multiple deviations above it, it eventually comes back for a retest. So it was 132% or more, at least 130% higher than the 200-week moving average on October 6th. Now here we are. Price got within 3 to 4%, right? So, and that goes along with any asset that's been long enough to have a 200-week moving average, right? The newer assets don't even have a 200-week moving average, so it just takes time. Caesar, good afternoon. What's up? What's up? First time ever. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Are you in? Might be another Caesar. Are you in Florida? Afternoon. You're definitely East Coast. I can't remember. I can't remember. First time in a bear market. Is it typical a bear market drop so smooth like this without any bullshit? Yeah, just I mean, all you have to do is go back to last cycle. We literally mapped out 2022, 2021 cycle, right? So big drop down, rallied, big drop down. So big drop down, rally, big drop down. So yeah, definitely. All you have to do is go look back at the last cycle. So, oh, okay. Massachusetts must be a different Caesar in Florida. So, what's up? So, Market Sniper in the house. I've been there. I've been to Massachusetts. My aunt lives there, and now my grandma lives with her. 94 years old. 94 years old. Still kicking. Still knitted me a blanket for my baby. So I wish I could go see her though. It's like a 6-hour flight. Wish I could take the baby to go see her, but I'm not gonna take the baby on a 6-hour flight. It's at least 6 hours, I think, from California. Whew. Yeah, I don't want to do that. I've taken her on a 3.5-hour flight, but she's a wild animal at 19 months. There's no way. Like we'd have to do a red eye, and she would have to sleep in my arm for 6.5 hours. But I wish I could take her to see my grandma and my aunt. Cool. Yeah. So this is the weekly chart on Bitcoin. Uh, so yeah. Just getting back to, has it ever? Yeah. All you have to do is look at the last one, right? But you can just go back and look at every single one, and you'll see the same thing. But $67,000 Bitcoin. Stay tuned. We're going to get into the weekly chart, the 2-week chart, the 3-week chart, the monthly chart. We're going to look at it all for Bitcoin. Of course, like I said, the altcoin stocks and the indices, the NASDAQ. Last time I looked, there was a pending sell signal on the weekly chart. There was a pending sell signal on the weekly chart last week, but closed without a sell signal. So it's early in the week right now. So, but first, we've never taken $1 of affiliate money. We don't have any sponsors or anything like that, so we just do a quick plug, couple minutes of Market Sniper Pro, and we just updated the website, so you can find it on Market Sniper Pro on X or YouTube or on my X account in the profile as well. So we just updated it, the website, and there's so many tools we're building on the back end that I have access to on the admin, and you can even watch the demo. Right? You can even watch the demo. And then features, all the details over here, dashboard setups, bot suite, recorded coaching, 70 plus hours, community. We're still using TradingView and Discord as a bridge, but we have built our own trading platform. We built our own trading platform. So if you come over here, you can see you've got to watch. This is the charting platform. You got the dashboard. You've got setups. You've got the community. You got 70 plus hours recorded coaching, all that stuff. And come over here. You've got the screener that we talked about. Add the filters. Strategy builder. I don't think we rolled this out yet, but we've building the strategy tester, run back test results. We're building that right now. I think this is the admin. Oops. Coming soon. Alerts is out. Create an alert. Scanners, history, price alerts, all that stuff. So much. News, if you want news. Whatever you log here, right? It's all going to talk and circle back to the dashboard, all of that. And then, of course, coming very soon, we've been beta testing. Is at any moment you could click on in the zone, Jesse, your trades, patterns, and blind spots, your own AI assistant. all that, right? All that. So, boom. Got all that coming soon. Soon. So that's about it. But yeah, you got the little sniper assist down here. Your trading buddy. Yep. What else? What else? Dashboard. Patient patience pays, Jesse. I always define oh wait, what was it? What happened? Where'd it go? It gives you a little quote for the day, right? But it disappeared. Oops. Oops. Journal, counts, strategies, all that stuff, right? 70 plus hours recorded coaching. But the charting system is getting ridiculous. Like ridiculous. The screener, all that stuff. Add RSI divergence. Boom. Got one right here. We came up with a new formula to find ones that might be like on a weekly chart. So if you're more of an investor, like I found one with this newer formula that I haven't talked about it yet, but I sent it to Alex and I was like, this is finding it based off of it's our own. Like you first start with consolidation, right? And then you change the consolidation score and then you add another two filters, and it filters where it looks like it's been consolidating for a certain period of time, and it's like a baked in formula, and it looks like it's going to break out to the upside or break down to the downside, right? So I got both formulas, the upside and downside. It was pretty crazy what I was finding. Like it would narrow down 4,000 down to 2 or 3 results, and they both, whether it's to the upside or the downside, they looked like they were going to break out hard. So big things coming, big things happening. So that's the daily chart. Still consolidating. Been talking about it, been covering it. Could come back up, push one more time up, even wick higher than say 72,000. It's possible, and then get rejected and come back down. But you would think that would happen soon. So we'll see. That's the daily chart, weekly chart over here. We laid this out on October 10th. If it's a 12-month bear market, then this is kind of how I see it playing out. Come back down, retest the 200-week moving average, which is also near target 4. Several reasons why Bitcoin can come back down to target 5, similar to 2022. And then, of course, we hope for bullish divergence. That's signaling bullish divergence, lower prices. Just as there was in 2022, we would hope for bullish divergence, and then we would have a even higher probability that the bottom is in and that we're getting closer and closer to the next big run. So that's what we're hoping for, right? So we had a weekly close below target 3, signals a higher probability that we're going to come back down and retest target 4, or not retest, but hit target 4, right? So weekly close below. If we see another weekly close below, the probabilities continue to increase. We are going to see target 4 hit. Same thing is true if we start to see candle closes below target 4, then the probabilities continue to increase that we would see target 5 hit. Weekly chart. Which one's the spit stamp? So if we go, just to point it out, let's see where we at. That's the weekly chart, is ultra bearish. Ultra bearish. That's not bullish. Just because the momentum is the lowest people have seen in a long time, if ever, that doesn't mean it's bullish. That means it's just more bearish than what people have seen. right? So momentum is to the downside. We talked about this, that the red trending dots on the 2-week chart, there is no red trending dots on any of these local tops. Local top, no red trending dots. We have red trending dots, similar to the red trending dots back here, right? There is no red trending dots in this topping this top over here. That's the 2-week chart. Still bearish. 3-week chart. Red trending dots. This is the third red trending dot. 1, 2, 3. Third red trending dot. So that's not bullish. That's bearish. There is no red trending dots that entire run, right? This is the red trending dots. So monthly chart. Sell signal. June was a capitulation month, and not only retested 200-week moving average, but price actually closed below it. We still have nearly half a month remaining for February, right? So whether it's this month or next month, it's possible February closes below the 200-week moving average, right? Then maybe we see a bounce, and then we see the slow bleed after that, then followed by the bullish divergence, and then get ready to buy the right dip. Then we see if we get ready to buy the right dip. Otherwise, you're just trying to catch a falling knife the entire way down. That's not my strategy. That's the monthly chart. What else? Bitcoin versus gold. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. The 7th month in a row to the downside. 7 months in a row. You got one. I guess that one was bullish, but been in a bear market since December 2024. Made a lower high on the monthly chart. And the all-time high over here at $41 Bitcoin versus gold, right? And we talked about this is the first time in Bitcoin versus gold's history that we see a downward sloping 200-week moving average. That's not good. That's not bullish. That is bearish. And here we are, downward sloping 200-week moving average. I've pointed that out. In the first time in history, Bitcoin versus gold, RSI is at 35. That's the lowest it's ever been in the history of Bitcoin versus gold. That's not bullish. That is bearish, right? And we may not see the bottom on RSI monthly until October. So it's trending downward. Could it bounce? Yeah, for sure, right? Saw a low, bounce, came back down, saw a deeper low December 2022, and then reversed back around. This 11-year trend line was broken, similar over here, but then it regained it quickly. Now, this trend line of 7 years has been broken. That's not bullish. That's bearish. So you can see from bottom to bottom, 48 months, 4 years. From bottom to bottom, 47 months. So 4 years minus 1 month. So maybe it's not the 4-year cycle. Maybe it's the 4-year minus 1 month cycle, because it was a 4-year cycle. Then it was a 47-month cycle. Then it's possible it's a 46-month cycle. I mean, we don't know. We don't have a magic crystal ball. We're just pointing out what we see in the charts. And we do our best to stack probabilities in our favor that the bottom is still not in. Maybe there will be a local bottom. We expect bounces along the way, but the bottom is still not in. And I'll wait to buy the right dip personally, because there's always that chance. There's always that, what if this time is different? What if it's more bearish than it has been in the past. And what I've been saying, even since 2021, Bitcoin has never experienced a .com like bubble crash. Bitcoin has never experienced a 2008 like crash. So if we ever do, 2022 wasn't like that, right? 2022 was a pretty big correction, but it wasn't a .com or 2008 like crash. So we don't know what's what, how it's going to play out exactly, but we don't know how it's going to, but if it does, then it could be a deeper correction that lasts longer. So you won't catch me trying to catch a falling knife. I'll choose not to dollar cost average, and I'll wait to buy the right dip. So when's that going to be? I mean, we don't know. It could be in October. Could be. If it keeps going in similar, 46 months, right? So 48, 47, 46. If it were to keep playing out like that, Bitcoin, this is Bitcoin versus gold, but then maybe it's in October. However, if there is a bigger stock market correction, a deeper bear market for stock market, like indices and stuff, then it is possible that Bitcoin goes in a much deeper, longer correction as well, because it's never experienced it. And I still treat it as like a tech stock. I still treat it as high risk, high reward, and it's great for swing trading. So keeping all of that in mind, right? Bitcoin versus the euro already hit the 200 week SMA. So just thought I'd point that out. Let's go back to the weekly chart for some of these. Let's see. XRP almost hit the 200 week moving average. Almost hit it. We talked about that. A weekly close below this pivot point, the probabilities continue to increase, just like we said that for MSTR. MSTR, we talked about a weekly close below over here, increased probabilities of hitting the 200, and it has. And now we've been under it it didn't close below it, but 1, 2, 3. This is the fourth week below the 200 week moving average. The canary in the coal mine was, again, the canary in the coal mine. We talked about it in 2021. We talked about the canary in coal mine to the upside in 2024 and so on. Probably 2023, the whole way, right? We've been talking about the canary in the coal mine. And here we are again. And we've got the 2021, 2022, 2023 fractal blue here. It's very close. It's not identical, but it's very close. You can see the big move down, the rally, the drop, the non-rally, the drop, and it's possible it comes all the way back down to like $80, bounces and rallies to 163, comes back down, rally drops further down to $73, whatever it is, maybe even wicks below and close some of these gaps, and then we start to look to buy the right dip, right? That's going to take a while. That would be, let me think, October 2026. Crazy, right? Crazy. So patience, patience, patience. Buy the right dip. It's going to take time for the ship to get turned around, right? It's going to take time for the higher time frames to start looking more bullish. They are not bullish. They're ultra bearish on the weekly chart. It's going to take time. Let's finish up on like Ethereum. Downward sloping 200 week moving average. Talked about it. That's not good. That's not bullish, right? The downward sloping 200 week moving average. You had another MACD bearish crossover. You got bearish divergence on the MACD, bearish divergence on RSI, another pending RSI sell signal over here. That's not good for Ethereum. That's not bullish. That's bearish. So it doesn't look good. Over here looks good. Over here looks better. Over here looks like a good bounce play. It's trending in the wrong direction. So that's Ethereum, XRP. We had the rocket ship. If we get closes back above over here, and we kind of got a rocket ship, right? So I had the rocket ships, 120%, not really. Kind of. Good enough. Chain link, downward sloping. Let's see, let's go to monthly. Oh, it's on the monthly. Downward sloping 200-week moving average since 2024. We've talked about it. That's not bullish. Cardano, downward sloping since December 2024. That's not bullish. 28 cents. Algo, downward sloping. H bar, downward sloping. XLM, basically downward sloping. Near, downward sloping. Right? Got the all-time lows on this exchange all the way down here, 59 cents. Price got within 85 cents so far, right? Like strategy, we already covered it. Bearish on the monthly chart. Gold. Still ultra bullish on higher time frames. Could go through a topping pattern. Daily chart has a pending sell signal. This could be a lower high, right? So just keep that in mind. But the higher time frames are still bullish. This fractal, I just kind of took it from over here. There was some sell signals on the daily chart. And then, of course, with the higher time frames being ultra bullish, it was still a buy the dip scenario. So it's possible it's still a buy the dip scenario, and see how it plays out. But it's possible it starts going through a topping pattern, right? Down, up, creates additional bearish divergence. So because the higher time frames are still ultra bullish. But right now, there is a pending sell signal on gold daily chart. There was a sell signal over here, sell signal, and it was bought up. So we'll see. Weekly chart. Yeah, I mean, on the weekly chart, could see a pullback, right? That's gold. Silver looks more bearish. Silver is dropping. So if silver is dropping, then maybe gold's going to be dropping as well, like a deeper correction. So, and this is already a deeper correction than over here. And if you look at AGQ, it had dropped 73%, which doesn't look great. So it could be buy the dip season, but it's dipping right now. So, obviously you'd want to wait for an opportunity, however that is. But that's daily chart. It's bearish. Weekly chart is coming back to the training dots. Monthly chart, very wicky. Training dots are down here at 40. 3-week chart. So seems like the consolidation is on for silver, and the higher time frames want to let the training dots catch up. So bearish on the daily chart. Dollar. I mean, we drew this out nearly a month ago. Drop, bounce, drop, however the price action plays out. And then if we start to see a breakout over here, right? So however the price action plays out, if you start to see it break out over here after consolidating, could be a larger move on the dollar. This is the index futures, but TLT caught a bounce on TLT. We talked about it might take some time, but seems like it wants to retest the 200-week moving average. But we already draw this out a long time ago that however it plays out, maybe it takes some time to retest it. It's still well below the 200-week moving average. AGQ down 73%, as we talked about. Doesn't look great. Hive, Marathon Digital, Hut, Riot. Oh, HODL. $19, right? Oh, what happened? There we go. There we go. Still have a bunch of older gaps, and you got the all-time low over here. So we talked about this. If the ETFs and HODL retest the all-time low from January of 2024, Bitcoin's price would be back at $40,000. It would be at like $39,000. So seems like the ETFs want to come back down and retest this. It really does. Whether that happens or not, we don't know for sure, but it seems like the Bitcoin ETFs want to come back down, retest the all-time lows, close these gaps, close the gaps, and retest it. Maybe it even goes lower. Who knows? But it's not looking great. We did put on the head and shoulders pattern way back here. Price did hit it. Another one and another one, right? We'll leave it on just for good memory. But that's HODL. It's possible it comes back down. That's really from Wick. Here's 37%. So probably like 40% move from here. Let's switch gears. Let's take a look at the Magnificent Seven, but also Tesla. A lot of reasons why price will come back down below $400. We've been talking about that. We've been covering it. He's nuts. Yep. I'm aware. Yep. But it didn't hit the trending dots. Yeah, I mean, it's close enough, but it's still possible that it does. But yeah, let the trending dots catch up is what I was saying. When the trending dots were at $84,000, I said, Bitcoin consolidate and let the trending dots catch up. So whether it tests it, whether it spikes above it, or whether it gets within, a couple $100 of it, the point was let Bitcoin consolidate and let the trending dots catch up. In hindsight, that's what's happened. It was at trending dots were at 84,000. Trending dots are now at 71,000. So that's Tesla, Google breaking down. Maybe we'll see a retest of trending dots in the near future. Maybe not. We'll see. Microsoft continues to drop. Filled this gap. We had this gap on there for a long time. And we talked about it. Price hit target 1. Will it fill the gap? Price hit target 2. Will it fill the gap? Price hit target 3 and then bounce. Will it fill the gap? Price hit target 4. Will it fill the gap? Gap was filled. That's why it's green. The gap was filled. So now, obviously, the probabilities continue to increase that Microsoft is going to retest the 200-week moving average. Why? Not because we have a magic crystal ball, but because we say that that's the true value of an asset. Once it goes multiple deviations above, eventually comes back for a retest. Maybe it's a day, maybe it's a week, maybe it's a month, or maybe it's 5 years like Apple one time. Apple took 5 years for it to come back for a retest. So, but it eventually came back for a retest, and historically has been a good time to buy at or below the 200-week moving average. Has been historically a good time to buy. But if you look at the dot-com bubble or the 2008 like crash, it was not a good time to buy at the 200-week moving average. Shorter term, it took years, but still better than buying the top, right? So TQQQQQ, still holding my short over here. Oh, that was a while ago. So it's probably about that. I have to look it up. I looked it up this morning, but I didn't look at the percentage. Just looked at the dollar value. But yeah, I have a put on TQQQ. Puts. I never go all in though. So when I bought puts, it's lunch money, right? It's lunch money. Never go all in. Never go all in. That way you can keep your account. A, you won't blow it up on options, but B, you don't get emotional, right? If you go all in and you're battling expiration dates, you're going to get emotional most likely, and you won't execute it to the best of your ability. So if you use lunch money, then you can still make money and not get emotional over it and execute it at a much higher level. In my opinion, based off of trial and error for years, right? Netflix still in a bear market. Couldn't even bounce. Remember, I thought it might bounce, create a lower shoulder, but taking out this pivot point over here and this pivot point increase the probability of Netflix coming down and retest the 200-week moving average by a lot. Will it happen today? No. Will it happen tomorrow? Probably not. SMCI went multiple deviations above the 200-week moving average, 2,200% from the 200-week moving average. And price came back to retest it November 2024. Price is below it and has been in a bear market ever since. It's been in a bear market since March 2024. So another case in point. ANF went multiple deviations above, like over 1,000%. Came back, retested it, right? Meta, weekly chart is bearish. There are a lot of gaps. Seems like it wants to come back and retest 200-week moving average. 13% gap, 10% gap. Those are pretty significant gaps. Those aren't 3% gaps. Do all gaps get filled? No. But I would be surprised if huge gaps. And here we were buying the right dip. At 146, I told my best friend, I said, even with all the negative earnings around that time, 4 out of 5 negative earnings, right? I was like, not financial advice, but Meta could go on a big run. Did I think it was going to go on this big of a run? No, I did not. But at 146, I was saying it could go on a big run. And it did. In hindsight, it did. And he had bought $10,000 worth. So what else? What else? Oh, let's look on the weekly chart. Let's look at Russell. Not yet. NASDAQ. Pending sell signal on the weekly chart again. Pending sell signal February, beginning of February, second week of February. Now this is the third week in a row of pending sell signal. So the probabilities continue to increase that we're going to see a bigger correction on the NASDAQ, and we're going to see a bigger correction on SP 500, all of that. So yeah, sometimes it might work out in your favor, but in the long run, if you look at doing that strategy over a year, 2 years, 5 years, jumping in and out, probably not going to perform as well as doing like buying based off of your thesis and then holding and pushing the trade. So just depends what time frame you're looking at. Just depends on what expiration date you're looking at, all that stuff. But it may wear on you if you're not using like automation, right? So you'll start making mistakes eventually because we're human and that's what we do. Weekly chart. That's what took me down the automation rabbit hole. Was you and I could have the exact same strategy that I've taught on recorded coaching, and you could have 100 do that, and maybe only 80 of them can actually execute out of 100, or I'm sorry, 20 can only execute out of 100, and the other 80 cannot, right? So that's why we continue to go down the automation rabbit hole more and more and more and more, and we're only going to keep doing that. So there we go. NASDAQ daily chart. Hit target 1, bounce. Put it in a lower high. Bearish divergence, lower high, double top. Starting to break back down. Retest target 2. Pumps all the way back up. Retest that upward sloping trend line. Puts in a lower high. And now the probabilities have increased significantly that not only retest target 1 for a third time, but most likely come back down to target 2. A back test, a rejection, lower high is the higher probability. So that's where we're at. With everything either rolling over or having already rolled over, do you think we can be entering a secular bear market? I mean, it's just such a broad question. And I stick to more like here's the issue with answering this question, right? If you get too bullish, like we're in a super cycle, you miss the top. If you get too bearish, you'll miss the bottom, right? So it's great for headlines. It's great for narratives, fear, all that stuff, right? But the problem is, if you look at it from a trading standpoint, like a swing trading, whether you're on the daily chart or you're a higher time frame swing trader, like more of an investor, like on the weekly chart or a higher, if you start saying super cycle for too bullish or secular bear market, then you get too bearish, right? So You just want to you want to keep a clear lens. So you can keep it in the back of your mind that, hey, it's possible we see a .com like bubble crash. It's possible we see a 2008 like crash. And if we do, we're already positioned, right? We are already positioned based off of the daily chart, based off of a local top. The local tops can be called, like we've called the local top. The top or a massive bear market is always in hindsight. It's always in hindsight. So we can look back at it and say, look, we had these big targets. We do think price is going back down the 200-week moving average, right? But if it goes into a huge .com bubble or 2008 like crash, price would go down below the 200-week moving average 20, 30, 40, 50%. And I'm going to take it level by level. So if we're hitting target 1, then we're hitting target 2, then we're hitting target 3, then we're hitting target 4. Next thing you know, we're at $20,000, and in hindsight, it's a bear market, right? Your candle closes below target 4, bear market, bear market. 200-week moving average, bear market, right? And then, you know, maybe you're going to see bounces and relief rallies along the way. And then if you saw like a huge, massive bear market like .com or 2008, and price is going significantly lower than the 200-week moving average, like it has in the past, that's all going to be in hindsight. And if it doesn't do that, then I don't want to miss it. You know what I mean? So I don't get too wrapped up in it because I talk about it. I mention it as a possibility. And, you know, it's even possible like this is like bullish divergence, right? And this is a higher low. If we're thinking this is going to be the 1929 crash, then you're going to miss this breakout to the upside. Now, if it is a deeper correction, I'm not dollar cost averaging, because what if it is a .com or 2008 like crash, right? Then this could be much lower. So I don't want to start dollar cost averaging at or below the 200-week moving average. Is it better than at the top? Yeah. But I still don't want to do that because the buy would be down here, right? There'd be a better entry way down here. I don't want dollar cost average and then my average buy is down 20%, and who knows how long the bear market lasts, right? So that's why I don't dollar cost average. But historically, it is a better time to dollar cost average than, when price is below the 200-week moving average. It's just, I'd rather buy the right dip. So, yeah. What's your expiration date? I mean, a direct example is, look at my January 11th, 2023 post. I was buying the right dip on Bitcoin January 4th. So, you'd have to take a deep dive. We have 70 plus hours of recorded coaching videos. That's not what this live stream is all about. So, uh, it takes too long to talk about and all that stuff. So, if you truly want to take a deep dive, then there is recorded coaching videos that we did all the work in 2022, and it's still the same overall strategy. A couple of wrinkles here and there, but still the same overall strategy. So that's the NASDAQ, and that's our Bitcoin led the way. NASDAQ dropped next. Question mark? Well, it's already started the drop. You had the sell signal, you had the buy, you had another sell signal. Now it's bearish on the daily chart, and the weekly chart has a pending sell signal. 3-day chart had sell signals. You could look at the 5-day chart. So 5-day chart pending sell signal, just showing you the overall direction. I mean, you could look at the 4-day chart, had a sell buy underneath the trending dots, another pending sell signal below the red trending dots, blah blah blah. Yeah, because you're fighting time decay now. So yeah, you have to keep an eye on it. You know, when you're getting closer and closer to expiration dates, I don't love holding over the weekend. So maybe you get lucky with a bigger drop before the end of the week. You know, not financial advice. Sometimes they'll hold it up all the way until the expiration date, right? They'll bounce it. Like you'll have an opportunity to lock in some profits, and then you start thinking, well, it didn't fully hit target two. It could hit target two, and then we're going into and then they push it up right before the end of the week, and they hold it price up high by your expiration date. It expires. You probably give back a lot of those gains if you didn't close it out, and then they push it down after that. So rinse, repeat, rinse, repeat. So my personal puts are March. I have puts on TQQ, which is a 3x bull ETF, and mine are for March. So I've got a whole month to decide, but we'll see. We'll see. Yep. So that's the NASDAQ futures. PLTR crushed this target. I still have to add on other targets. We talked about this. Bearish divergence, lower high, lower low, confirming the lower high, lower low, lower high. Nailed this target. Small gap, 200-week moving average is $55. Many will be surprised when price comes down and hits the 200-week moving average, right? Bearish on the weekly chart. Sell signal on the 2-week chart. Sell signal on the 2-week chart and below the trailing dots. That hasn't happened that entire bull run. The bull run is over. 3-week chart, candle close below the trailing dots. Did not happen that entire bull run. It happened. Similar thoughts to calling it on Bitcoin. Probably will retest the trailing dots in the very near future. The very near future. Never retested the trailing dots in the whole entire bull run. Bearish engulfing candle, bearish engulfing candle. The top is in on PLTR. It's in a bear market. So thought I'd just clarify that. Amazon. What else? What else? Bearish divergence on the weekly chart. So could see a sell signal this week or next week on the weekly chart. Bearish engulfing candle on the weekly chart. Again, back there. So seems like we're gonna go lower. What else? What else? What about ARB? OP? Maybe I'll look for 'em. You didn't give me any details though. How can I search for something? Gotta give me more details. Just pick one. ARB. I don't even know if that's crypto or not. Yeah. There's two. You gotta specify what it is, otherwise I can't find it. $5 is okay. In and Out's overrated in my opinion. It's cheap though. It's cheap. My wife loves it. My wife loves In and Out. I think In and Out's overrated, but it is cheap, so it's just the hype is overrated, but the cost is good. Yeah, that's good. What makes you think you can buy the right dip? Yeah, there's so much hype on it, but it is a good price. It's like one of the cheapest ones now. So, and I actually like their tiny menu. Amazon. Yeah, we covered Amazon. Ultra bearish on the daily chart, pretty far extended away from the trailing dots. Gap. Weekly chart, bearish. The 3-week chart has a sell signal. Monthly chart has a pending sell signal on the monthly chart. That's not bullish. That's about it. I think that's about it. Yeah, but what? You got to tell me what asset it is. Is it stock, crypto? I'm not gonna be able to search for it like I just did, where I just search and like it's stock, it's crypto, it's service now. It's daily chart. Bullish divergence, but it looks weak. And it's below the 200-week moving average. Ultra bearish on the weekly chart. Monthly chart is bearish, even though positive earnings since forever. So chalk up another 1,000 reasons why I don't I don't trade based off of fundamentals. You have positive earnings on every single one, and it doesn't matter, right? It pumped up. Now it's down 59%. So that's about it. I think we're going to call it there. So with that, Let's see. Let's take a look at Bitcoin again. 67,100. Trailing dot 71,000. The bounce did wick up to 72,216, which would be above the trailing dots now. So maybe it doesn't retest the trailing dots. Maybe it's just going to start breaking down, right? So fake out. Dang, kid. Chalk up another reason. Well, I mean, guess you'd have to draw it like this as of right now. Bum, bum. $56,000. I had just put out this phantom trend line. No second touch point. So we'll see how it continues to play out, right? That's about it. So with that, thank you for all of your support. Thank you for smashing the like button, reposting, restreaming, sharing with your friends and family. Yeah. Yep. Yep. Thank you, Larry. Thank you. Larry Z. Willman. What up? What up? What up? So yeah, there we go. With that, hope everyone has a good rest of your day, and we will see you on tomorrow's live stream, and we'll continue to sniper the markets together every single day that we can, that the stock market is open. So yesterday the stock market wasn't open. There was no need to sniper the markets when the market's not open. But of course, futures and crypto was still open, and thought about it. But yep. Have a good rest of your day, and we'll see you on the next live stream. Adios.